Good evening and welcome to Tetrakey TV. My name is Mark Hopkins. I would like to welcome you to this Wednesday evening topic and conversation that we're going to have around the concept of who am I. On the link you'll find the button to click to download our book, Accelerating Your Business Performance, and this is number 75 or 6, sorry, can't remember. 75 or 6 of 260 free conversations that we're going to be having with you this year. Something that Rob and I are committed to doing. And while Rob is gallivanting somewhere around South Africa, unfortunately his car's on a tow truck at the moment. I think his dodgy driving. But he's having a great holiday with his family, so I'm here tonight. So the concept I just want to briefly touch base with you tonight is around who am I? So imagine you're at a function and someone comes up to you and goes, "Hi, who are you?" How do you answer that question? So I think most standard response when someone says, "Who am I?" will be my name. I am Mark Hopkins. Okay, well, so straight away I haven't told them who I am. I've told them what my label is. I've told them a bunch of letters that doesn't describe me at all. I might then give them some facts and figures. I might say I am a 30-year-old. Again, I'm just giving them a label. I might then tell them a little bit about my background. I might tell them that I'm British. Okay? I might tell them that I have a 7-year-old child. But do these kind of labels actually answer the question? Who am I? So I'd like you to think for 2 seconds and actually think about who you are. And think about the level of depth that you want to answer this question. So if you think about who you are, am I the same person I was when I was 10 looking at myself in a mirror? Maybe physically I might have aged slightly and my thought process was fundamentally different. Therefore, am I the same person as I was then? An interesting way to look at this is, are you a picture of your outside world or are you a picture of your inside world? And what I mean by that is what is shaping the answer to the question. So, who am I? I am a person who is influenced and impacted by those things external to me. And if you think about the choices that we make in terms of what are those external things that influences us, it tells you a lot more about who you are. So one of my frustrations I get when I ask people the question, "Who are you?" is they straight away don't actually listen to the question. They actually basically think I'm asking, "What do you do?" And to be honest, I actually don't care what someone does, and not in a horrible way, but I don't believe what you do defines who you are. And I think it's a more important question to understand who you are. So again, think about how do you want to describe yourself. I am somebody who enjoys the bush, enjoys hiking. Again, does that say who you are? Does that tell you about the kind of experiences that you choose to spend time doing? And how does that define you as a person? So again, if you think about the conversation from last night around choosing your own roommate, which was about how do you understand the influence that your inner voice has on who you are as a person? And we take that to a slightly deeper level in terms of articulating who am I? I'd like you to think about how you would answer that question. What is pertinent and important to you in terms of describing yourself? Now, I don't believe I am a 38-year-old with a child. I believe those are the things that are labels that are assigned to me, but I don't believe it's what makes me. I'm not somebody who's defined by all the experiences I've had in the past. I think it's about the choices that I make on a day-to-day basis. I think it's about how I observe the outside world. And I think those kind of things, the observations that I have on the outside world, defines who I am. So tonight is a short one because it's a question that I really want you to think about. I really want you to think about who you are. And I want you to think about who you are in multiple levels. So I'd like you to, first of all, answer the question, who am I? And just answer it with the first thing that comes to your mind. And then once you write that down, I'd like you to pause and reflect and look at that and go, does that really define who I am? And I think 9 times out of 10 will look at the answer to the question and goes, no, it doesn't define who I am. So ask yourself the question again, who am I? And then write the answer down again. And then look at that and go, does that define who I am? And keep going down the levels until you get to the crux of who you are. And then test that with people around you to see if that actually is something that manifests onto others and how people perceive. And that will give you a great starting point to really articulate and understand who you are. Because how can we run a business? How can we drive others? How can we be present and conscious in this world if we aren't able to articulate and define who am I? So with that thought, I wish you a phenomenal evening. I hope tomorrow is successful for you. And I think maybe Rob might be joining tomorrow night from somewhere in South Africa. I have no idea where. Otherwise, I will be running off a hockey pitch tomorrow night to come and chat to you after my game, which finishes at 2 minutes to 9. So have a great evening, and I will speak to you soon. Good night.